Hi guys, well this is 7 reasons to consider a box truck for your nomadic lifestyle. Hi guys, this is Sarah Tree again, and I am back with 7 more reasons. And in case you're new to my channel, the reason why we do 7 is because 10 takes way too long. And today I am going to talk about 7 reasons why you should consider a box truck for your next rig as a nomad. Little disclaimer, I'm a little bit prejudiced. I used to own a box truck and I really liked it. However, if you are not experienced driving a box truck, you should make accommodations for all the blind spots that you notice. Figure out how to place your mirrors properly, and also possibly even put a camera on the side of the truck and or a window, so that when you are coming up to an intersection, you can see what is coming, because that's what I did. I was on a blind intersection and I did not have my truck turned quite enough to where I could see the oncoming traffic. I thought I had the right of way, I thought I was clear, and bam-o, I got in an accident. So that's how I lost my beautiful tiny box truck home. Would not want anybody to have that happen to them. Luckily, because the box truck was so big and bulky, I was fine, did not get hurt. But I just want to put that out there. If you are considering a box truck, please practice before you take it out on your first trip, and also remember to figure out a way to accommodate for all of those blind spots. Okay, let's get into it. Now, we have noise here because, like I said in previous videos, every place I live in my county is full of helicopters and or noisy cars and boats, and everything else cannot get away from it. Okay, number 1, a box truck has lots of room. Now, a lot of times they're 7.5 feet tall or taller on the inside, and they can be up to 8 feet wide on the inside. And depending on how comfortable you are driving with something big, you can get one extremely long as well. I mean, I've seen people drive around 40-foot box trucks before. So it just depends on how good you are at driving something like that. You could get a giant house. I mean, we're talking huge. And this is going to be tiny house caliber if you get something that big. So a lot of people, especially tall guys in our nomadic community, you know, will want to consider a box truck or a step van or something like that, because they can stand up in it and stretch out, and there's just more room to do what you need to do. Okay, number 2 is a really good one. Like a school bus and other heavy equipment, box trucks are extremely heavy duty and can stand up to a lot of abuse. Like I had mentioned before, I did not even get hurt in my accident because I was in a box truck. It protected me. Even though the thing was old and there was no airbags and barely any safety equipment, I still came out with no scratches, no nothing, because the box truck was so heavy duty. And that's something that you want when you're building a home. You want something that's high quality and heavy duty, that has a good construction to it. Unlike an RV that basically, if something even hits it like a tree branch or what have you, it can splinter into 1,000 pieces and then you're left with nothing. At least a box truck is like a school bus. It's way heavy. They're built this way because, you know, they're carrying loads for people. They're responsible for the freight that goes inside of them, and they really need those box trucks to be able to withstand, you know, a lot of abuse from the people using them, and also just in case there is an accident or something of that nature, to protect the cargo inside. So you want something that's going to protect your home, and a box truck is a very good choice for that, even better than a van. Okay. Number 3 is a good one. Your whole foundation is pretty much built. If you're thinking of building a tiny house to do your nomadic lifestyle, a box truck is a good consideration, because your roof and your walls and your floor are already there. You don't have to take a flatbed trailer and build it from the ground up unless you want to. A box truck basically is already there. You just put the finishing touches on it. Number 4, they're particularly less expensive than some of our other options. especially if you get one used. And if you get the cutaway van version, which by that I mean is a box truck that basically has a van front end on it. It looks like a little regular van, but it has a box on the back. That type of box truck is going to be less expensive than, say, like your ones with the semi truck front end or a step van or something of that nature. They tend to be at least $2,000 or $3,000 less expensive than their counterparts. And so that's another reason why I recommend regular old-fashioned box trucks with the van front end, because of the expense. And also, they're just, I think that they're cute, number one. And number two, you can still say that you live in a van. You can still say that you're doing the van life because you have a van on the front end of your truck. That's basically what it was. It was a van they cut off and they put a box on the back of it. Okay, number 5. If you're in the city, like in an industrial area or a construction site or by a store or any industrial type of place, they're extremely low profile and stealthy because box trucks are always there. People are always used to seeing a box truck sitting in front of a store, let's say, even in the early morning, because they probably figure, well, they're waiting for the store to open so they can make their delivery. If you're in an industrial area, box trucks are always there. So if you don't mind a little bit of noise at night when you're going through the city, they're great, because all you got to do is just go find out where all the industry is and go park there, and nobody's going to be the wiser, especially if you have all your windows and everything shut off to where nobody can see them. Nobody's going to even know you're in there, and it's great. Number 6, they're extremely secure because they're heavy duty and because they have to carry freight. These trucks are made so that they are of higher security than, say, your regular vehicle. It's going to be way harder for a thief to break into it. I'm not saying that they can't, because anybody that really wants to get into something will, but they are going to be harder for a thief to break into. And if you do my little idea that I would like to do if I ever did get a box truck again, leave the back roll-up door on and still frame in the back area so that you have basically a double door. And, so you've got your back wall that you framed in with your little back door, and then you also have the roll-up door that pulls down over it to hide everything. And also that gives you that extra security so that these people, whoever it may be, will have a harder time breaking in. Because let's face it, if you're in the city, any kind of place where you have to park like that could potentially be a target. Most of the time, box trucks don't get too messed with unless, you're talking about graffiti getting sprayed on them, but at least they're not getting totally broken into and the contents taken. So that's one of the reasons why, especially if you're going to be, urban stealth camping, I highly recommend a box truck, because they're more stealthy, they're more private, and they're way more secure than just a regular van or an RV especially. Okay, number 7, they're very easy to build out. They're so cool to build out because they're already square. I mean, you don't have to sit there and worry about the curved walls like a van has, especially an older van like mine. My van is literally shaped like a barrel. It's curved this way and it's curved this way, if that makes any sense. So it's shaped like a barrel, and it's very hard to place things and build things that are going to fit in there, especially if you want it to look like it belongs in there and make it custom. If you don't want a shabby chic van like mine and you want something really nice, you're going to have to scribe it. Well, a box truck, you don't have to do that too. And the cool part about a box truck too is when you're first starting out and you don't really know what you want to do with it, your regular furniture from your house is going to fit in it perfectly. As long as you don't stuff it too full, you could put like a regular size bed in there practically. You could put your dressers in there at least, and have, maybe a chair or something like that, and just do a no build for a while until you figure out what you're going to do with it. And once you do get started building it, it's going to be so much easier. And if you get a good truck that's been well maintained, which I highly recommend for any vehicle that you get, it's going to take, maybe a good scrub down in the back, and that's about it to make the back ready to go. You don't have to do all of this, rust mitigation and all that kind of stuff. If you get a truck that's been well taken care of and that is very nice in the back, then you clean it up a little bit and you're good to go. You could start laying in insulation and flooring and put up your walls in no time. So yeah, number 7 is one of the best reasons why a box truck is one of my considerations, is because it is just so easy to build out. Yeah, that's one of the best things, I think. And if I did it all over again, I think that I probably would have bought a box truck this time, because it would have been so much easier, and I could have, had probably way more custom stuff, because I'm good at building square boxes, but I'm not good at scribing and making things round. So, I could have actually customized my van a little bit more had it been like a box truck like I had before. So yeah, so let's just sum this up. Number 1, they have a lot more room than a van or, your typical nomadic style vehicle. Other than an RV, you're not going to get more room than a box truck. Number 2, they are extremely heavy duty, which is a good thing, and they're structurally sound, which is extremely important. Unlike RVs, a lot of times they're not structurally sound, even brand new, by the way, just so you know. Number 3, the house part is already pretty much built. So if you're looking to build a tiny house, let's say, and you want to build it from the ground up, but you don't have time or whatever, consider a box truck, because your floor, your walls, and your roof are already there. All you need to do is insulate it and put the inside touches on. Number 4, they're less expensive than some of your other options out there, and especially if you get the cutaway van version, you're really going to pay a lot less. Number 5, they're very stealth and low profile in a city situation. If you have to urban camp a lot, or if you are having to drive through cities a lot, as long as you stick to the industrial areas, then you're really going to be hidden. You're just going to blend right in, especially if you have a late model truck. Let's see. They are way more secure than a lot of your vehicles out there, and so they're harder to break into, which to me is a plus. And security also comes with privacy too. Because there's less windows, you can pick and choose how many windows that you put in the thing, if at all. You're going to have a lot more privacy too. So that's a bonus reason right there. So yeah, there's going to be a lot less people suspecting you of living in it, and there's just not going to be an issue of people breaking into it as often, because it is extremely secure. Number 7, they are easier to build out because they are square. That is a godsend. You do not want to have to deal with curvatures and things like that if you want custom cabinetry. It is so much better and so much easier to start with something square. All right, guys. Well, I hope this helps you out. I hope that maybe if you're considering a box truck and you were kind of on the fence, that some of these reasons might help out. And just remember, because we're only doing 7 at a time, we might revisit this subject again. I like to keep it kind of open like that. And if any of you guys have reasons why you would prefer a box truck over anything else, please put it in the comments below. I'd like to hear from other box truckers. Like I said, I had a box truck in the past. It was one of my first rigs. I really enjoyed it. I wish I hadn't smashed it, but that's just the way things go. And so yeah, just let me know in the comments what you think of your box truck, and would you, if you do have a box truck, would you do it again? Yeah, so anyway, just remember, if you like this channel, if you like what we're doing, just give me a big thumbs up and subscribe and all that good YouTube stuff. And I thank you so much for taking the time to watch my channel today. And yeah, have a nice day. Bye.